Welcome, my friend, to the party that never ends. Coming directly from planet Mancave itself, the man who needs no introduction, but I'll give him one anyway. He is friend to most, man to all, and the greatest of Captain Charismas you'll ever see in this planet. Sit back, lay down, relax, turn up the volume, and get ready for the one, the only Chocolate Thunder, aka DJ Brett.
Welcome, my friends, to the show that never ends right here on Brett's Man Cave, guys. I know I've been gone, but guess what? I'm back. And I missed you guys. I hope you guys missed me too. Remember, if you guys love Brett's Man Cave, go ahead and remember to subscribe, follow, and share with your friends. When you guys look it up, go ahead and search Brett's Man Cave podcast on iTunes and Spotify. Or if you guys don't have any of those subscriptions, you guys can go online at brettsmancave.libsyn.com to stay tuned for all future further episodes right here at Brett's Man Cave. All right, guys. Let's give a shout out to my sponsors. First of all, is Comedy Mashup, Santa Clarita's live comedy show, which includes improv and stand-up comedy shows all in one. Man, guys, go check these guys out. You guys can follow them on Instagram and Facebook to see when upcoming shows are and when first other comedians are coming onto the show. Also, guys, go ahead and check out Peep Show Menagerie, the LA's longest burlesque show, located in the I Try Brewing Company in the heart of downtown Los Angeles. For more info and reservations, go ahead and please subscribe to the following Peep Show Menagerie on Instagram and Facebook, guys. Also, come check me out. I'm a new gig. I'm doing a little security gig, a little security, top flight of the world, Craig. Top flight of the world. Got my bells, my whistles, and my flashlight. You guys can come down there and see me at the Rabbit Hole. Over there, it's the Alice Wonderland theme bar located in West Hills off of Roscoe and Topanga Canyon. It's quirky. It's festival. It's an Alice in Wonderland theme bar, so everything's going to be damn backwards. Fridays and Saturdays, we have a DJ out there. It gets really lit, guys. Lights are shooting off. It's a whole cool little area to come through. On Thursdays, they have a free open mic. Not an open mic, it's an open DJ mic. So if you got DJ skills and want to test them out for the first time ever, go ahead, go on down to the Rabbit Hole. Speaking of the Rabbit Holes, one of the beautiful ladies that I am accustomed to working with for the last couple of weeks is a beautiful lady by the name of Izzy Fox. She is a hot supermodel that you guys should check out. Go ahead and check her out on her Instagram page at Beth M. Fox. That's Beth M. Fox. And if you guys see some hot stuff on there, trust me, it only gets hotter. If you guys want to see some unrated things of Miss Izzy Fox and her modeling skills and all that sexy body she got going on, go ahead and check her out at onlyfans.com/BethMFox. Once again, that's onlyfans.com/BethMFox, where it gets sexy, hot, and hopefully she's going to come on the Man Cave one day because she is the hottest thing I've seen so far there. And definitely come check the other ladies out. We have Miss Mimi Mortuary, hella hot, Miss Trish Satisfaction, the lovely Ginger. Oh, come on down. See them all, guys. It's a beautiful club, beautiful ladies, great drinks, fun times had by all. Come on down, guys, to the Rabbit Hole. All right, guys. Well, let's get into it real quick. So before we get into our main topic, we're going to talk about a little current events real quick, guys. We're going to slow it down just one time. You guys didn't hear, unfortunately, the beautiful lady known as Beth Chapman from Dog the Bounty Hunter unfortunately lost her life to throat cancer that she was really fighting with for many years. She was announced that she had throat cancer in 2017. Then it went in remission. Then it came back in late December. But again, unfortunately, Beth Chapman has died at the age of 51 in Honolulu after being placed in medical-induced coma. And she battled for this years. Very beautiful lady. Unfortunately, lost that fight. I know many people have, cancer of some sort, but, she really was a beautiful lady, and unfortunately, she had to lose her life. Our love and Man Cave hearts go out to Beth Chapman, Dog Chapman, the whole family of the Chapmans, and just a beautiful lady that, God had to take home this week, unfortunately. So, if you guys didn't stay tuned to the show, the Dog Bounty Hunter show was an awesome show. You see them catch some bad guys. And Beth was like the backbone of that show because she didn't give a shit. She kicked everyone's ass. And just for a moment of Beth, I want you guys to hear a little moment Bliss by Miss Beth Chapman.
You better get back! I'm a wild. My mechanism is to curse you out. You.
I'm not going to be nice. They're being rude.
They all think they're tough, but they're none tougher than me when it means they're going to take the food off my children's table.
I'll yell at you all you want. What the you gonna do? Nothing.
Then the lioness comes out. And if I find the guy in your house, I am going to be stepping in it. Whatever. Freeze right now. Get your arms behind your back.
Let's go.
Your beating people's days is over. You met your match.
Wanted 3 girls to take the place of them.
You better get some more girls. You need 3 or 4 to take care of the kids, and then you need at least 5 to do what I do in bed.
Savage as fuck, right?
All better for the beat down. Bam! Only turn themselves in. Run as fast as you can, boys. You're under arrest. Where's your big mouth now? Get your head down. Where's them big fish you're gonna throw? I'm a big mouth everywhere I go. I'll say it to your face, to your back, on a plane, on a train.
I can't.
Yeah, you don't see him coming either.
I love this woman. Oh my God, Beth Chapman, you will be sorely missed. And oh my God, I'm not gonna speak ill of dead, but you know what? If you've never seen Beth Chapman before, her chest size was so huge, especially for running after people. I was like, she was my fantasy at night. Like, please, Beth Chapman, I will still pack a bubble gum so you can just arrest me because you're that gorgeous. And oh my God, we will miss you, Beth. Oh my God, what else is going on? If you guys haven't stayed tuned, NBAs are over, finals are over, and your Toronto Raptors are brand new spanking world NBA champions. Holy shit. I'm not gonna lie, if you're a basketball fan, I don't know why, people just got tired of watching Golden State win, and that was just my thing. I got tired of watching Golden State win, and honestly, to see Toronto win, a Canadian team at that, playing all these Americanized teams, but just to see that, Canada can come out and kick someone's ass was the best part. And Drake almost killed it for everybody because every time Drake showed up to a game, I think he just brought bad juju with everybody. So you're like, Drake, stay the fuck home, bro. You're just not one of these people that gives us good luck at all. So please just stay at home, Drake, when, Toronto's playing or something like that, because we wanted them to win, but you kept messing that shit up. All right, let's move it on. In other news, Donald Trump is in the news again. It must be fake news. You gotta have fake news to keep having me in the news because it's fake news. God damn it, Donald Trump. What's wrong with you? Really, what is the fucking wrong with you? Like, let's talk about what's going on right now with Donald Trump. Another news. I don't like to go. You know what? Honestly, I've tried to keep away from politics in the man cave, but you know what? It's part of our world. It's part of our society. So we might as well just spit on that shit real quick. You know what I mean? Let's see. Donald Trump. It has another sexual allegation report against him, and it's not really a sexual allegation report against him. It's just, and this is where it gets kind of interesting. Well, let's just recap on it. Okay, so a lady by the name of Ellen Jean Carroll, who knew Trump, reported that at one point, about 23 some odd years ago in the 1990s, Trump was with her in a department store, asked her to try some lingerie on for a girlfriend that he was seeing or something like that. And as she was trying it on, he came in and forced himself upon her. And then this is what really irks me about Trump, is that not like he can't take the fact that, like, oh, this is how it really came out. Like, first of all, he said he didn't know her. And we'll talk about that. He said she's not my type. We'll talk about that. And the fact that then he says, I didn't do it. Now, we should just honestly say, and if you have any allegation, if you ever been in trouble for anything in life, the first thing you say is, I didn't do it. Not, she's not my type, or I don't know her. Because these are the things that we're going to backtrack on right now. One, there are plenty of pictures out there, because this lady, Carol, she is a journalist, and Trump knew her husband, and she's a high-stakes journalist as well. So back in the days, her husband was a journalist as well, and they have pictures of them talking with Trump, and she is clearly in it, and there's clearly Trump talking with her. So it's not like I didn't know her. Look, I didn't know her. Okay, there's pictures of you with her, bro. You know the lady. Okay, so obviously, and the thing is about Trump, all this time, he's just a horrible liar. a horrible liar. Like, and it's like, you can't take anything he says. I'm not going to say I did it, but I did it. And that's literally how every conversation comes out. I'm not going to say that he's an idiot, but he's an idiot. Like, you just can't say you're not going to say it and then say it. Like, so obviously we know he's an habitual liar on everything, and it just keeps getting worse and worse each time. Now let's go back to the other part where he says she's not his type. You're being criticized for sexually abusing somebody, and the first thing you say is she's not my type. Like, what does that mean? Like, she's not your type, that you would make a sexual advance on her, or you wouldn't assault a woman like her? So you're saying you would assault somebody, just not her. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously she didn't have long enough hair, but let's be real. Like, you can't say she's not your type, you know, and this is now, and the situation happened like 23 some odd years ago in 1990, okay, bro? Like, obviously, and I see the pictures of them when they were younger. Obviously, he had black hair, probably a wig, and she has longer hair, you know, and now she has shorter hair and much older lady. But, you know, you can't say back in the day she wasn't your type. That's like me saying, you know, Betty White isn't my type now. But back in the days, she would have been so my type because she was so gorgeous. So you can't say that. So I mean, he's just an idiot. Like, and I'm going to say something. Like, people who have voted for Trump, you know you fucked up. That's just what it's coming down to. You know you fucked up. Like, that's just what it is. Like I know a lot of friends, and I don't believe they believe in his philosophy. I believe they don't think the way he does. I don't believe they're as dumb as he is. But, like, you know, obviously you had different opinions. You know, if you were a Republican, you were a Republican. But, like, you could have voted for anybody but Trump. And now that he's in office, people are like, oh, God, I didn't know what kind of person he was. But you fucking knew what kind of person he was, because we all saw the kind of person he was before he got in the office. And you shouldn't go to those levels and say, oh, my God. You know, the thing is, he's an idiot. He is a clear idiot, probably one of the worst presidents we've ever had in life. The fact that we want George Bush back lets you know how much we hate Donald Trump. And the fact that this man, even other Republicans, hate this guy. So, you know, if you voted for him, you can't say you don't hate this guy too. Because the idea that, and the guy, you know, going against other people, against other Democratic parties, that's one thing. Going against his own party and hating them, that's some like Hitler bullshit going on there. And even the other fact, jumping from that, when we had the Republican John McCain, who was a POW war vet, and then when he passed away, you know, the nation knew this was an American hero. You know, he's a Republican, but you know what? He is a war hero, and he fought for our country, got captured. Who knows what happened to him in the internment camp, but then was, you know, thankfully retrieved back. And the fact that Trump writes him off and says he's not a real war hero, and the idea that he would have never got caught, that doesn't say anything to his character. That you dishonor a passed away person, you dishonor him as a war, you know, who fought for you in the war, and you want to pass him off like as you wouldn't get caught. Like, and you're not just going for him, but other people who have gotten caught, and the people who are like missing in action, MIAs. You know, who the fuck are you to determine that? You know, who the fuck are you to say that? You obviously never enlisted, and you know, you can't say anything about that, bro. Like, so you need to back the fuck up and, you know, think about your credentials. And the thing is also, when have we ever had a president who has tweeted so much? Like, we have so many problems, and you're on Twitter just talking shit. Like, there are so much other things you could be doing with your time, with your life, with your presidency, and you are not making anything better at all. And then the things that supposedly make you great, supposedly you're a business expert and you're a business critique out of all this stuff, and you can make America great again with the mega hats and shit like that. Let's backtrack, guys. If you haven't heard, also I didn't mention this podcast a while back, but if you haven't heard, they found out, because, you know, Trump didn't want to release his tax his taxes to the American people, but yet he wanted Obama's citizenship. Like, I don't, like, you know what I mean? If you can't give us taxes, bro, and that's an American thing, and you want somebody else to give you their citizenship, like, that's just some problems that you got going on. Well, anyways, they didn't get the taxes like recently, but they got his old taxes that he had. And from 1985 to 1994, Donald Trump financial figures showed he had more than $1 billion in business losses in the New York Times. And he is now actually known as losing the most money, even more money than any American in the history of America. He lost a lot of it. So that doesn't give me credit that you're going to make our economy better. You're just making it worse as an asshole. You know what I mean? So the fact that London bashes you, your own wife bashes you, nobody acknowledged you before they acknowledge you. And then the idea that, like, even talking about his demographic of immigration. Your wife's an immigrant, bro. She's not even born in this country, bro. Like, how are you getting on everybody else and talking about you want to build a wall and you can't and say about stopping immigration when your wife is immigrant? Like, if you had a white wife who spoke perfect English, that's one thing. And then the bitch can't even do her own speeches. She copied Michelle Obama's speech. Like, come the fuck on, bruh. Seriously, bro. Come on. And then even the fact that he's like, oh yes, we're going to bring giant things back to America, like manufacturing places and things like that. But guess what? Where the fuck are where's all your Trump ties made from? China. So how are you gonna bring shit back to America if you're importing your own shit that you make from China? Like, come on, dude. But you know what? I only probably mentioned this because 4th of July is coming up and I want to give my national congregation of the American independence and life. And that's my independence of having freedom in this country. That's what people fought for back in the days. And I want to express my independence to my First Amendment of my freedom of speech. And god damn it, there it was. All right. God bless America, the home that I love. And I will die for this place. Because we didn't land in Sherwood Forest. Sherwood Forest landed on us. We've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and run amok. God bless America. I know I'm stupid sometimes, guys. I'm so sorry. But anyways, let's get off some of that political stuff and let's hop on some sexist stuff. First of all, guys, if you guys haven't seen it, Cardi B is back in the news. Oh, yeah, she released a new video this week called Press. Oh my god, sexy as fuck. I don't know why every time I watch a Cardi B video, like, I just want to touch myself a little bit because she is a sexy lady, and the fact that I think she's so real makes it so sexy. Especially the fact that, like, you know, and I remember when the beef was going on with Nicki Minaj. I think we talked about this before, between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, and it's like, you know, Nicki was cool. Don't get me wrong. Nicki was hella cool. You know what I mean? She about that Barbie life. It's like, you know what? This is me. I want to be a little hood rat. I want to be kind of like, you know, I want to be that sexy sex symbol kind of thing. And she had her moment. But you know what? For me, when Nicki first started off, she was a little too much for me. That's what I honestly think. And when she honestly went more natural with her look, and she didn't have to put on this facade, I thought she was gorgeous. And she still does great videos. Don't get me wrong. Like when she did Anaconda, and then she was in the video with Drake and Lil Wayne and Only. I think those were very beautiful, sexy videos. Like, and it had a very natural look to her. It had a very natural feel. And I even think she felt natural and beautiful, and that's how she felt. And I think it was a great thing that she did. And then we had, you know, she went off a little bit, and then Cardi B came out, and then Cardi B was just hella real. Like, it was almost like what Nicki Minaj first started to try to be when she, you know, and Cardi B is so real about it. She'll let you know she was a stripper, possibly a prostitute, possibly, you know, anything else, but she was real about that stuff, and she never faked it. And she's like, you know what, let me get my Cardi B act. You know what, I did what I did because I do sometimes, and that's just what I do. Okay. You know what I mean? That was just her. That was just the natural Cardi B that we all know and love. And you know what? And I think people supported that, just like Amber Rose. She has a natural look to her. She promotes, the slutty look, and that's what natural, Amber Rose, and hell, Amber Rose is a very sexy, natural person anyway. But Cardi B just kept it, she's like, this is my life. This is how I grew up, you know what I mean? And just like Jay-Z, when he started off, he was like selling drugs, and that's what gets most of these guys in there. Like when they especially talk how real they are, they sell drugs or whatever to get their record label and all that things, and they go big like that, and that's what we want to see from a rapper. And the fact that Cardi B can do that and still continue a sexiness and makes her seem so real, and that's what I think we all like about it. You know what I mean? And so, anyways. Moving on about the video, if you guys ever get a chance to look at it, it's a very sexy ass video, especially from the one she did with Colt, with her and Offset. Just another sexy video that she did. This one, she's literally, because she's been indicted for something, on some kind of federal charge or something like that. Not too familiar with the facts on it yet. I'll do some more research on it, but she's indicted for that. For possibly robbing or some kind of actually, I remember what it is. It's something happened where Offset did like some kind of cheating scandal or whatever, and then Cardi B found out about it, and then I think wrote up on, I think it was two girls who Offset was having an affair with. And then Cardi B rolled up on there and caused like some big brawl that went down. So ended up coming back to her. So she's being indicted for that. And this movie press is, or this music video press is about that. And I'm pretty sure it's making fun of it because you see Cardi B, starting off with like some kind of threesome, or somebody's in a threesome, and then she pulls a gun out, kills them, gets indicted. The whole thing is that she's at her fan base that's still behind her. She's going to jail for, killing people. And that's just pretty much what it is. And that's pretty much what Cardi is. You know what I mean? She's a thug. Like, let's be real about it. She's a straight up thug, but that's what makes it so cool about it. She's not fake about it. She's down for her shit. Let's be real about it. With that, she had her other video, Twerk City, and she brought on probably professional strippers and professional twerkers from YouTube that just look great, and she had a giant twerk competition for these girls, and all of the girls got in the video. We all, even if they didn't win, they got promoted, through the video. We see who they are. You can't, I'm pretty sure you could do some background, like, hey, who was that girl right there, and you can find her. But yeah, that's how that worked. And so Cardi B holds to her guns, and she sticks to her guns on that, and so that's why she makes great videos. And I think she's such a dynamic feature right now, and she just doesn't give a shit. So she's laughing at these charges against her while she makes a video about it, and then she's walking, dancing, almost like a Michael Jackson Thriller video, where it's her and a group of other women, and they're dancing in the street at midnight with blood all over them, butt ass naked. Like I'm pretty sure if that video, and obviously it's edited, they're like, they're kind of like blurred, not blurred out, but it's just kind of like how they do like a censoring, but it's still like a natural censor where you see the shapes and everything, but they just don't show you everything. So they look like fucking Barbie dolls dancing out in the dark. It's the easiest way to say that. They look like goddamn Barbie dolls, just, no nipples, no vagina, just lines and curves and stuff like that. But anyways, they're out there doing that in the middle of the street. Hot video. I'm pretty sure that's just blown up over YouTube. I'm pretty sure if they did the uncensored version of that, where they didn't like Barbie dolls and that shit was like legit, I guarantee the internet would break down for a month. I know Kim Kardashian broke the internet for a day with her ass. I'm pretty sure she could break the fucking internet for a month. Like, that's what I'm giving it. Whew. Oh my God. Well, that's enough of current events. Let's talk about life right now and what I've been going through for some things. So this week, I just got done. I actually got a ticket last year. That's right, a ticket by the police. Yeah, that's right. I did get a ticket. I'm a bad boy just like that. No one ever knows the words to the song. But I mean, we all know the song, but we don't know the words to the song. Bad boys. But anyways, like I said, I got a ticket, guys, last year. Went through some cool magical things. This is my thing. When you get a ticket, I usually go through Ticket Clinic. This isn't a promotion. This is honestly just my honest opinion about life. I go through a company called Ticket Clinic. It's about $200 because a normal ticket is about $300 some dollars, depending how fast over the speed limit you were going. And I was coming home late at night from after horror nights, where I worked at, and I was coming home, and especially on the 14 freeway, 'cause I live in Lancaster. I'm gonna tell you guys, if you guys never gone up the 14 freeway or down the 14 freeway, just be careful on that freeway because cops are out there and they're on the off ramps. This is how they hide. They hide on the on ramps so you don't see them, but they can see you, almost like a Hawkeye. So every time I go by an off ramp or an on ramp, anytime around a curve side of a hillside, that's right where they want to catch you at. So if you guys ever go up that freeway, these are just warnings to watch out for, or they will pull you over real quick like bad boys. But anyways, coming home late at night, especially at nighttime, they hide in the dark corners where you cannot see them. Got a ticket. Told the guy I was, tired, and I was just coming home, and still wrote me up a ticket. Totally nice guy. Chill, whatever. So go to ticket clinic. Usually pay them $200. And they go to do all your court fees for you. So if you never got a ticket, the first ticket is usually just a wipe off. It's your first offense. They don't give you much shit for it, and they make it disappear. The second ticket, I think within 18 months you get some kind of citation. But anyways, it's been a while. I've had tickets probably every year almost, and ticket clinic usually takes care of it. And this is like the weird thing about karma in life sometimes. Like anytime I don't have money, I give the ticket clinic and they take care of it. Honestly, this is the year I got taxes back to me. The one time I got money and taxes come back to me, shit all goes down the fan. Like obviously I get the ticket, pay ticket clinic off, and it's the one time where they don't win my case. And I was, and honestly, you probably don't need ticket clinic if you want to be ballsy about it. I just don't have time to go to the court office. You know what I mean? I don't have time to do all these things. I'd rather just pay somebody, go do it for me, take care of it, boom, done, right? So ticket clinic will go there for the first time with the first court date that's due. They'll say, hey, we want to reschedule it. We want to contest this ticket. You go contest the ticket another day later. And again, you don't have to show up to anything. Ticket clinic takes care of everything for you. Second time they go, they say, hey, we contested on your behalf that you did no contest, or you will fight this in case. They send a letter to the officer. Up to the officer if he wants to come to the court or not. More often than not, especially if it's like in like busy seasons where they're trying to make sure people aren't being drunk and driving and all that stuff, or if he does have a day off, they'll say to the cop, just don't show up. It's okay, not an issue. Or usually the more older, experienced veterans, they don't want to go. They're like, this is a bullshit ticket. We probably can get like 80 more tickets today than fight that one ticket that means nothing now. It's just one guy that gets off. It's like that 1% who go to AutoZone and gets brake pads with a lifetime warranty. Some people will honor that and they'll come back with that, the brake pads, because they get a free one every time they replace it. But other people are just like, nah, just give me new brakes, call it a day, I'm out. You know what I mean? But anyways, this was the one unfortunate time the cop, I guess, did show up to fight ticket clinic, and I guess they lost. But again, like I said, you don't have to pay ticket clinic to do that. You can always go to court by yourself if you have the time, contest a ticket, and honestly, if the cop doesn't show up, the judge 9 times out of 10 will dismiss the ticket. And there it is. You can't fight a battle when someone's not there. You know what I mean? It's just not going to work. So the judge dismisses the ticket for you. So yeah, they didn't win. So I had to do traffic school this weekend. I did an online course, which is way more faster, simpler. If you go to a regular traffic school, it's like a 6-hour program. If you get 2 more tickets like within that year, you have to take a 12-hour program. And I just don't have that kind of time in life to do that, because time is money for me. And not the other way around. Like my friend Sonia, she's like, she goes because she has more time than money. My thing is, my time is money, so I have no time to go. So I was like, let me just do this. Let me do my online traffic course. Did it. Didn't go by fast, but I mean it's like 7 chapters. There's a option you can have it read to you. That's what I did. I don't feel like reading anything on my Saturday. I wanted my day off. The computer's going to do the work for me. I'm just going to take the test, the quizzes, pass with 70% or above, and that's what happened. I got 96% on it, and done. Monday I took it to the courthouse. And it was just funny how the lady was like, oh, you paid it off already? Like, yeah. And I was like, I want to pay it all off. I took my school already. She's like, oh, you did that kind of backwards. Well, I don't have time to come here, pay you guys, go home, take this test, and come back. And then, well, obviously the online course actually submits it to the court itself, so you don't have to go back to the court case. But I haven't had a ticket, or I haven't, had to pay for a ticket in a long ass time, so I guess I did things backwards, and I'm used to. But that was just my thing, and that's just how I got through that. So, it just sucked. And what's really fucked about the situation is, while reading the online California Driver Handbook, we'll go over some laws and rules and regulations that I think I probably could have had a fair case if I just fought the ticket myself. But anyways, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, well I was talking about, so it was kind of fucked up to me, the idea that if you didn't take the traffic school and you paid the court fees, if you did not take the course, it'd have been like $200 something, $250 maybe, or whatever. Minus if you go take traffic school, then the idea for the price is like $340 or $50, and I'm like, I'm trying to better myself in life and not get this point on my this point on my record, but you guys are charging me like more. Like, that's the kind of fucked up judicial system that I think about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to better myself. I took this class, and you guys are charging me more compared to, like, hey, if you want a point, we'll charge you less for it. Like, that's kind of backwards to me. Like, it is backwards. Like, I'm already paying for this class. I'm paying for the court. I'm trying to better myself, and I got this point on there, and I gotta pay more. That's fucked up to me. You know what I mean? Okay, enough about that stuff. Got it paid off. Got it done. But this is my thing that I had a problem with while reading the California Driver Handbook, and a case that you probably can content in court if you ever decide you want to fight it yourself, if the officer decides to show up. Well, anyways, in the California Driver Handbook, laws and rules of the road based off a speed limit. There's 4 different speed limits that there are in California. Obviously, there's a maximum speed limit, a speed limit, and a minor speed limit, and there's something else that's just like intent of speed. You know what I mean? Like, if there's not that has to do with, like, if there's not a sign for speed limit. Like, if you're going in a residential neighborhood, you obviously know that you can't go anything but 15 miles per hour just for safety of kids. And, there's like school districts, or like if you're going through a school zone, which is like 25 miles per hour, so you should just know that. But anyways, so in California, there's a lot of just speed limits, you know what I mean? And this is what it says about this basic speed limit law for drivers, okay? Regardless of the posted, and it says this, regardless of the posted speed limit, your speed should depend on the number of speeds of other vehicles on the road. That's one. Whether the surface is smooth, rough, gravel, wet, dry, wide, or narrow. That's 2. 3. Bicyclists or pedestrians on crossing roads, which I was on a freeway, so there was no pedestrians or bicyclists. And 4, whether it's rainy, foggy, snowing, windy, or dusty. Now, that's just the speed limit, just a regular speed limit. But again, that says regardless of the posted speed limit, okay? And then obviously there's a note under there that says unless otherwise posted, the maximum speed limit is 55 on a 2-lane undivided highway for vehicles towing trailers. Now, what I just took away from that is that, like I said, the 4 different conditions of speed limits. There's a maximum speed limit, which is something you cannot top over, which is 75. Like, so if it says maximum speed 75, you can go 75, but you cannot top that. So what the fuck is the point of a speed limit trap? You know what I mean? When a cop gives you a ticket, you were exceeding the speed limit. Well, that's speed limit, but again, in the California Driver Handbook, it says regardless of the posted speed limit. So that dedicates, and again, it dedicates on the number and speed of other vehicles on the road. So if you have 100 cars doing 100 miles per hour, you won't get a ticket. You know what I mean? But like, this is my thing. This is the situation when I got my ticket. I was going probably about 85, 95 on the freeway. It's about 3 a.m. at night, or 3 a.m. in the morning. Nobody else is out there but me. I have no other vehicles going my speed limit, and obviously it's an open road. So the fact that it's not that I'm not doing anything safe, You know what I mean? Like, I'm out there by myself. I'm not going to crash anybody on an open speed, on an open highway of like 4 lanes in Palmdale, and I get a ticket. Like, I can kind of contest that in court. Like, and I think that's something you should tell an officer, based off of, now if there's like cars and all, now I was going through them recklessly, that's one thing. That's totally one thing that I can understand. But other than that, though, I don't know if I was in the wrong. I mean, you guys have your opinion, disagree with me on it, or agree with me on it, but that was just my opinion and how I feel about why I got a ticket. And that's just like, something to think about next time an officer pulls you guys over, just, based off of those facts in life. Just giving you guys a heads up. But also wanted to get into the idea that I was pulled over by an officer and I was not shot at. And we didn't have any kind of tussle, argument, self-defense, anything like that at all. Um, and I'm gonna get probably a little backlash at this. But I want to say something about looking. I always keep looking online. I always keep looking on TV and internet and all the kinds of things like that. And they always have like officers, drawing weapons on like black kids or shooting at black kids or black killing. And I don't know. I feel like I have to not disagree with that, but this is my concept, and I want you guys to keep an open mind when you ever watch anything on any kind of social media platform ever. And that's who makes the most money to gain from it. That's just, I took a broadcasting class, and that's honestly what it came down to: is who profits from the news that's reported. If you guys didn't know, when you watch the news, there's Fox News, there's KTLA, there's Channel 9. But honestly, there is a difference between the news stations, and that's one's a Republican station and one's a Democratic station. For example, Fox, and God forgive me if I'm misleading that. Fox, for sure, I'm not sure if it's C-SPAN or CNN. I'm pretty sure CNN maybe is a Republican station. Excuse me. And like, anytime that Obama was on, or they had a topic about Obama, they ridiculed the shit out of him. Like, they said he was an evil guy, doing crappy things. But then you go to KTLA or, Channel 5 or anything like that, or a Democratic station, and they're praising him. You know what I mean? So obviously there is a division of what they think people need to hear and want to hear. Because that's who's going to turn in and listen to it. If you're a black person, you see Fox talking shit about Obama, you're not going to watch Fox anymore, right? Yeah, exactly. So you go to KTLA and they're like showing, or Channel 5, and they're showing Obama being like the savior. You're going to love to watch that station. Vice versa with Trump. Fox will love the shit out of Trump. And guess what Trump just did? He just saved 1 million kitties out of a tree. Oh my God, Trump is an amazing person. Then you go to, Channel 5 or whatever, and it's like, oh my God, Donald Trump killed 400 rabbits in that same tree the kitties were in, and it's like, oh my God, Trump's an asshole. What the fuck? But that's just what it is, and and they make the most profit. And even when people run for office, it's really who can they be friends with? Who is mostly their friends? And, there'll be some people like, I believe in the black community and, or I believe in the LGBTQ community and I believe in the Latin community and I believe in, and it's like, who are you trying to butter up the most? And that's what it comes down to when you watch news, is who gains the most from this? Who marginalizes the most from this by reporting this? And if you watch something that has a car chase on it, and they find out that people love watching car chases as we do, I guarantee every damn news team is going to be out there reporting this car chase, correct? Yeah, exactly. So that's my thing. And it's not the fact that I don't believe that, black people are getting shot unjustly or things like that, but it's another thing to betray the idea of it. Now this is my thing, and I could tell you honestly that I can't take this as my own quote, but Trevor Noah probably said it the best, and I'll let him explain it in this one simple phrase.
And
You know, the hardest part of having a conversation surrounding police shootings in America, it always feels like in America, it's like if you take a stand for something, you automatically are against something else. It's either one or the other. But with police shootings, it shouldn't have to work that way. For instance, if you're pro-Black Lives Matter, you're assumed to be anti-police. And if you're pro-police, then you surely hate black people. It seems that it's either pro-cop and anti-black or pro-black and anti-cop, when in reality, you can be pro-cop and pro-black, which is what we should all be. It is what we should be aiming for.
And that's what it comes down to. He's got a very solid point about that. Like people are posting like, hey, obviously there's going to be some hot-headed people who just don't like the cops for whatever reason. And then there's going to be some people who are just, allegedly shot for some odd reason. And I think, being educated on how to approach cops, as they're obviously ways that they are taught to approach anybody at any case. As you see a cop walk up to a window, they always have their hand on their gun because they don't know who they're going to encounter. They don't know what the person has on them. Even the other day, watching this show called Live PD, and it can be a mass hysteria where one person's getting shot for something, or the cop is just on jitters, which both can happen. You know what I mean? But the other day I was watching Live PD and I saw they approached a guy who was reported possibly selling weed. He was black, and when they approached him, he was fiddling around. He obviously gave the cops attitude at first, which nothing ever comes off any worse than giving a cop attitude. The respect that you give the person is the respect that they'll give to you. Obviously, there'll be assholes who have bad days. And that's just vice versa. There could be a driver who has a bad day. There could be a cop who has a bad day. But obviously getting pulled over, you just already feel like, fuck, am I going to get a ticket? That's always your assumption. But, kindness can go a long way. And the idea that I've been pulled over many times, I've had a ticket many times, I have never been at gunpoint talking to an officer. I've never been pulled out of a car for a search. I've never been in handcuffs with a cop. So therefore, I must be doing something right. It's not the same cop pulling me over every time. It's different cops, different law enforcement, CHP, sheriffs, LAPD, pulled me over for multiple reasons. And there's some people who are just little assholes about it when they approach you. And it's like they're trying, maybe they're trying to start something, or maybe they had a bad day, But my thing it was just, I've been pulled over, have my hands on the steering wheel so they can see my hands are visible. When they ask me for something, I will reach for it. But I do not do anything like fiddle in my pockets. I don't do anything that I shouldn't do. Anything I need to do before the cop approaches the window, I will do before then. Like if he's pulling me over, turn the music down already, have all my windows open so he can clearly see my vehicle. Just that way, if he has to look for something, he sees it, nothing's there, and there it goes. You know what I mean? And even like the other day, like I'm doing a security job over at the Bouncer Club, and we have police come over there and they check us out, make sure we're okay, and that's what I appreciate. Because you know what? Without them, there's just no rules, and that pretty much puts us in league with animals because there are no rules. And that's just what it comes down to, that you have to just justify what you're doing, either way, and who's to say that, the idea that, okay, you can't tell me that black people are just getting shot. I'm pretty sure there are Latins getting shot. I'm pretty sure there are white people getting shot. But guess what? That's never reported. You know why? Because they get a bigger scoop out of riling up black people. And that's part of the system. And I don't think people see that. They think, oh, it's a system, cops pull us over. No, it's a system that's working us to get angry at cops. And the fact that we get angry at cops for pulling us over and, or unjust shooting. So now that makes us more hesitant and more fearful when we talk to cops. And then now they have a reason to shoot us because they know we're so agitated and we're so uproared. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? So it doesn't help us to watch the news, and it gets us fired up to go fight something. You know what I mean? That's not what we're about. You know, if we're talking about Martin Luther King, that's not what we're about. You know what I mean? We gotta turn the other cheek sometimes. We gotta be better than them. And that's what people did. They didn't fight back. You know, Martin Luther King, he got shot by water hoses and German shepherds, but they didn't fight back. You know what I mean? They did it with grace. They did it with honor. And that's how we all should be doing. And honestly, you know, there are some people who do get shot justly. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure, like I said, there's probably black cops who shoot white people. There's probably white people who shoot white people. You know what I mean? It's all based on stereotyping situations. And obviously, we're not there to see what leads to this. You know what I mean? We're not there for that. You know, this isn't about the Trayvon Martin shooting. You know what I mean? That guy wasn't even a cop. He wasn't even a cop. He was a rent a cop who was just a stereotype asshole who was fucked up in the head. But you know, I'm pretty sure, God, if I forget the name of this one, there was a gentleman who got shot by cops. Supposedly his hands were up. But this is the thing that didn't lead to it, is that the fact that one news station will show, hey, the cops were called on him by a store owner because he was getting robbed by them. So when he ran from the police, obviously there was a situation that led up to that situation that caused them to shoot him. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like, oh, well, he didn't have a gun. He was minding his own business. No, there was something that led up to that situation. And the fact is that, we don't help the stereotype. And obviously, like every culture, I think there's two sides of people. There's the race, and then there's the ignorant side of the race. Like, for example, there's white people, and then there's rednecks. There's black people, and there's niggas. Let's be real about that. We have the situation with that. But the thing is, especially people who grew up in the hood, and they're wearing baggy clothes. And the idea, let's shoot back to the idea of people who wore baggy clothes. First of all, people who were in jail who wanted to get fucked in the ass wore baggy clothes. So cops gonna think this guy's been to jail because he has baggy clothes on, because that's the nature of the law that came with it. You know what I mean? But also, you have baggy clothes to conceal a weapon. And most of these kids have weapons in their baggy clothes. That's why their pants are so sagging. And it doesn't protrude an image to you that you should be looking like a stereotype thug, a stereotype gangster, a stereotype whatever you try to be like. You know what I mean? Like, when you see someone getting shot or arrested or whatever, he's never wearing a tie. He doesn't have a three-piece suit on. You know what I mean? Like, these aren't people you say, hey, he may have a weapon on him. No, it's the people who have baggy-ass clothes, baggy-ass jeans, baggy-ass t-shirts, and just look hella suspect. You know what I mean? I see people of different minorities doing that, and they look suspect. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get there's a freedom of, let me wear what I want to wear, but let's unembrace the stereotype for a second and actually use it to our advantage. Let's say, why do we be wearing gangster clothes all the time? You know what I mean? Why can't you wear something nice? When you go to a club, and I like going to upscale clubs because I feel potentially safer in an upscale club. You know what I mean? Like, you can go to a bar and club. There's no dress code, but everyone's wearing baggy, saggy clothes, tattoos on them and shit like that, on their faces and shit like that. I'm going to assume these are assholes who don't know what the fuck they're doing. But you go to an upscale club, got ties on, and, you look approachable by, any kind of, thing, and you look like Usher, who's nicely dressed, going up to somebody, or, even Neo, nicely dressed apparel, going up to somebody and talking to them. You look more approachable, you know what I mean? So, we should stop trying to think of like, oh, why are they shooting us? And think, hey, how can we better ourselves as a race and as a people and as a group to fight these situations and, overcome the oppressed in these situations? You know what I mean? And that's just anybody. Like, even if you go to a job interview, you can't wear baggy clothes at a job interview. You must be business professional. And, even if you go to a nightclub, you dress to impress. You know what I mean? You wear the nice clothes. You wear the nice ties, the button-ups, the jackets, the overalls. Not the overalls. What the fuck am I talking about? But, that makes, a place look safer. That's what clubs do it for. Because they want you to feel it's a safe, upscale environment that sexy people go to, that you have a potential chance at, being safe and not getting into a brawl with anybody who's like hella thuggish. Because you know why? Gangsters don't own three-piece suits. You know what I mean? This isn't like the old days where they had three-piece suits and, zoot suits and all that kind of things like that. Gangsters nowadays, or wannabe gangsters, they don't own that shit. They would never even think about owning that shit. You know what I mean? And if they did, more power to them. It means they have an appeal. They want to be accepted. They are fashionably acceptable. You know what I mean? They're not looked at as so much of a threat. You know what I mean? Even like when gangsters like Nipsey Hussle, he was a gangster, but guess what? He had he bettered himself by wearing the things he wore, about the nicer outfits he wore when he goes to Grammys and awards and things like that. You know what I mean? That puts him above people. That shows you have class. You know what I mean? Forget his gangster past, but he had class. He was coming up in the community, and that's what people, you go to officer, and officer say, hey, I'm not going to shake this guy down. You know what I mean? I could have a gun. I could walk by an officer if I had a three-piece suit on. Do you think he'd check me? I really hardly doubt it. Because you know why? This guy looks like he just came from a job. He looks like he's going to a nice nightclub. He's not going to be wearing something stupid like that. You have walking next to a gangster with baggy clothes on. Yeah, I think he's going to check him. So that's my thing. So before you guys get upset about things, do research, do fact checks, do background checks on things like that. I'm not saying there aren't people who get unjustly shot all the time for some stupid shit, like Trayvon Martin. He was unjustly shot. But there are people who do get shot. Was it a just reason? Possibly. Is there uproar in like just shootings in general? Maybe. But you know what? It's the things that people do, the respect that comes off, and the things you have to look for. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got pulled over by white cops most of the time. But I never got threatened. I never felt threatened. The officer, I don't think, felt threatened at some point. Because we made conversation, we talked. It was a good old time. These are people. These are people at the end of the day, these people who have jobs. They have jobs to keep the community safe. You know what I mean? That's what their job is. People may bash them or call them pigs and things like that. But yeah, when someone gets hurt in your family or someone steals something, first person you call are the police. You know what I mean? They keep law and order in check. I'm not saying all of them are great, but a majority that I know, I haven't had a problem with. I know this is kind of more we're a little political, serious side of Mancave, but you know what? I want you guys to see different sides of me sometimes. You know what I mean? And I want you guys to go through the motions with me and just, and a show should have a debate. You should be thinking about it, knowing about it. Like, hey, you know what? Makes kind of sense. I understand what he's talking about, and that's the kind of thing that to think. You know what I mean? Especially when you teach your kids, or as you walk out into the world, it's like, hey, is this something I should be wearing? This is something that comes off as an asshole to police officers. You know what I mean? The one thing I do want to do when I get pulled over is play the theme song for Cops, because I think that'd be fucking hilarious to see them walk over to me and Cops is just blaring out of my radio. That would be the funniest thing I want to do. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys for hanging in with me this week on Brett's Man Cave. I love you all. Gotta get ready for work now. Fuck my life. But I want to let you guys know I love you all the time. You guys be safe out there. Have a happy 4th of July weekend. Be safe. Stay away from fireworks. Or if you do go by fireworks, fuck it. Just make sure it's not next to your house to burn down. But again, guys, have a great weekend. And we'll talk to you guys next week right here on Brett's Man Cave.